The second right enjoyed by journalists is access to government operations and records. Journalists, as representatives of the public, have access to courtrooms, to meetings of governmental agencies and other public bodies, and to governmental records, but exceptions and gray areas do exist in each of these categories. Courtroom proceedings, from the Durham County Court to the U.S. Supreme Court, are open. Dockets are often posted online, so you'll know where and when to show up for a case that you're covering. Now, some have argued that media coverage can harm defendants, making it impossible for the defendant to receive a fair trial. Others claim that cameras can turn a courtroom into a circus. In keeping with the First Amendment, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that criminal trials must be open and remain open to the public and the media, except for when an overriding interest justifies closure. Journalists have the right to attend public meetings, arguing that government officials should not be allowed to make decisions behind closed doors. Every citizen has the right to be able to monitor the government's activities and hold public officials accountable for their decisions, and it's the press's job to monitor meetings on the public's behalf. Now, state laws on what constitutes a meeting are often vague. Generally, if the government board or commission receives revenue from taxes, it's subject to open meeting laws. Now, public boards can still adjourn into executive session to discuss personnel matters or legal matters. Open meetings laws are called sunshine laws, and every March, the Sunshine Center at the North Carolina Open Government Coalition hosts a Sunshine Week event around the state to celebrate. I've attended a few over the years, and even met Pat McCrory at Sunshine Day, at an event before he became governor. Finally, journalists have the right to access public records. Shouldn't all government records be accessible to the public? Public officials must be held accountable for the money they spend, the actions they take, and the mistakes and corruptions they try to conceal. The 1966 Freedom of Information Act requires federal agencies to make most of their records available. Now, every state has its own version of FOIA. Problems arise when poorly trained or downright shady government officials either don't know the law or don't respect it, thus denying legitimate requests for public information. Now, here's a short video from FOIA.gov that gives a little more information on the law.